Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to Enhanced Holistically Tarot and Life Advice. You are looking at Tamika here. Welcome to my channel. If you're here for the very first time, welcome, welcome, welcome again. Um, what's been going on? I know I can't hear you, but you can hear me. I can tell you that a lot of emotions have taken place. Some nostalgia feelings for most of you, being that we just left out of the full moon the last couple of days. And so a lot of you may have been gotten contacted by people that you haven't heard from in a while. You may be having some feelings of childhood situations that may have went on. Who knows? I know even myself, I truly went through that very thing. So my guess is that it has affected the masses. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into today's reading. Today is June 8th, 2020, and I'm going to do my best to make sure that this is posted for the day. Okay. I've already lit this sage. I was trying to reignite it, but it is totally fine. The atmosphere is clear and set for the intentions of the divine. Okay, so we're going to get into it. Let's take a deep breath again. I find myself having to do more cleansing breaths, especially in this heightened time and situation that's going on around us, okay? But we're going to stay focused. I know that if you've come here, if you stumbled upon my channel for some reason, I believe that it was destined. And hopefully something is said and done here that will give you some hope, some encouragement, some just happiness and joy, because I have nothing but love and peace and healing for us. And we're definitely in the season where we have to stay grounded and centered in everything that we do. The environment is definitely charged right now, and it's very important that we pull out these tools, such as the cards, such as your crystals, such as your sage, your candles, okay? Whatever it is that you need to do to stay grounded, your prayer and your meditation right now, it's imperative that you do so, okay? Because a lot of things that are happening in the atmosphere may spark some things internally, and that's fine if it does so, but you definitely need your tools, and take the time out for self-care and self-love, okay? Without further ado, let's go ahead and get in and invite the divine. Thank you, spirit guide, angels, ancestors, divine white light. Thank you for the messages that will come forth in today's reading. Thank you that it'll all be used for the highest good and for the highest vibration to reach our highest self. Thank you so much. We're going to start with the law of attraction cards. I'm going to hold the cards up as they kind of pop out. I kind of shuffle until they kind of fall or pop out, and so I will be sure to hold those up, and then we can just talk about it. Today we're going to do a 5 card spread, okay? We're going to just talk about the elements, and we'll get into more of that later, okay? For right now, we're going to just pull some oracle cards. Thank you, Spirit, for 1 card. The law of attraction. Thank you. Clear messages for the collective on today. Wow, empowerment here. It reads, I recognize and appreciate all that inspires me to feel empowered. I would say that's a very fitting gesture and energy, especially right now in this time when there are feelings of so much defeat and injustice going on in the world, all over the world, even in countries outside of the U.S. are feeling disempowered, and things are going on to kind of reignite the attention of justice. And that's all what we're surrounded by right now. And so the empowerment that I recognize and appreciate all that inspires me to feel empowered. Now, we may not agree with everything that's going on, but this seems to happen when we need those type of outlets. And not to get too much into what's going on in social media, but it does bear the acknowledgement, okay? Because someone has lost their life, and I'm namely talking about George Floyd, and it's kind of sparked this high energy, in some ways discord and anger and frustration and irritation, and those are all warranted emotions. But I would encourage us also to just make sure that we're checking in. The things that's going on around us, we must understand and realize and remember that we are spirit encapsulated in this physical body. And so the spirit of a man or us right now, we need to be healed internally, okay, so that we can influence the things externally. And it's sad to say that not everyone is healed, not everyone is whole walking around. Some people, they have like a vigilante spirit, if you will. So what is our purpose is to just make sure that we are staying in power and making sure that we are staying grounded and lifted up in this time. Okay, let's go ahead and take a couple of those. Body care. All right. Spirit is telling us that right now, and always, we are always to take care of our body, making sure we're drinking plenty of water, alkaline water, preferably, or filtered water, spring water, things of that nature. Making sure that we're getting out into nature and actually allowing ourselves to feel the sunshine on our skin. Okay. For some of you, this might just be embracing what it is, embracing your body, your physical being right now, loving the skin that you're in, okay, and taking care of that. And I listened to an affirmation just a couple of days ago, and we're really, really critical of ourselves when it comes to how big we are, how small we are, things of that nature. And not that we shouldn't take attention to those things, but we want to be careful of our self-talk because sometimes we can send things out in the atmosphere that are not loving towards self. Okay, and if you're not loving towards self, you can't be loving towards others, and you find yourself being in judgment of others because you're in judgment of yourself. So let's just make sure that we take particular attention to that, okay? To the body care that we want. Eating those fresh fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, okay? It might even be called upon you to do like a little mini fast for some things for a couple of days just to reset. There is romance in the air, okay? Some of you might be embarking on a new romantic relationship, a partnership, or some of you that are already in relationships might be having a rekindling right now. So these new energies that are coming, that are arising after this full moon energy, very well might be your situation right now. So, or it just might be just do something special for your significant other or your partner. Put you back in tune with not getting complacent in your day-to-day functions because we can fall into that complacency and not going the extra mile like we're used to. We're all falling prey to that because life happens. We get busy, we get into a routine, and we kind of forget those little things. But spirit might just be saying, hey, make sure you rekindle that. Get that right. Do something nice. Buy your lady some flowers or something. Buy yourself some flowers. Whatever the case may be. One more card, spirit. Thank you. I feel a very calm energy today, which has been in these last couple of days has been pretty much topsy turvy, but I feel like everything is kind of starting to mellow out now. Support. So we have the support of those around us, those that are our family members, our friends, even our spiritual support. Let's not forget that we have our ancestors, our spirit guides, um, are always around us, supporting us through every endeavor, even those situations that you find yourself crying at night about. Okay, just know that you are divinely supported. You're surrounded. It goes back to that self care. Tapping into your higher self is a part of that self care and allowing the divine to really be there for you. And then allowing those that, sometimes we get into the habit of not wanting to be, not wanting to be a burden to people, but we're always there for other people. And I feel like this is more or less saying allow people to be there for you in this time in whatever capacity you find yourself, allow people to be there to nurture you back to health. Okay, because we're all a tribe. We're all supposed to be there to give that healthy exchange of support. Thank you, Spirit. All right, let's move on to the crystal. Okay, I would say make sure if you are into crystals and stones, make sure you get those out. Make sure they're charged. Make sure they're cleansed and get the most out of these tools that we have. Okay, everything that we use, the tarot cards, the crystals, the stones, the candles, the rituals, all of these are tools to help us to reach our highest self. Okay, so make sure we're tapping into that. Of course, it is the law of attraction is empowerment, and we are to empower ourselves in different ways, whatever that is for you. The um the Larimar, I hope I'm saying that right. That is the first crystal stone card that's come out, and I'm going to read it to you guys. It says sensitive emotions, times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self-care and gentleness. What we just finished talking about. Make sure you're taking good care of yourself. It's important that we tap in so that we can level up. It's important that we address those things that kind of like linger in the shadows that we don't really address because we just don't want to address them because we're scared of the feelings that might come back up. I just challenge you to go ahead and tap in at some point. Is rather that you invite those feelings of renewal and self-care and those deep-seated things that bother you. It's better that you tackle it face on instead of something in your atmosphere bringing it to surface. The Larimar. I'm not actually seeing that stone before. I might have to go and look more on that stone, but Spirit deems it necessary that we really tap into our emotions and be sensitive. And I understand, and I feel the need to say that I understand the feelings of being vulnerable and what that feels like. We feel like we're leaving our womb open, so to speak. But that wound can only be healed if it is open and debrided. I'm in the medical field, and we know that anything that has infection underneath the surface is going to continue to tunnel and get deeper and deeper and deeper. Not until you take something and scrape out that dead tissue that it can heal, and that new tissue can become regenerated. Okay, it's the same thing with our emotions and feelings. We live, our spirit lives in this capsule every single day. Okay, everything begins and ends with us. 100%, 100% we're with ourselves every single day. Make sure you're using yourself as an individual. You are your first investment. All right, we all have to do it. From the most of us to the most of us, the strongest of us have to tap in and take care of that inner being so that we can feel empowered, whatever that might be for you. Let's take, wow, two cards just slid on out. Like, I'm just going to slide on out in these streets. Okay. So here we have the Dolomite. Beautiful card. It says, stay strong in your faith. A positive outcome is dependent on you keeping a positive mindset. Mindset is everything. It is truly everything. We can really, really talk ourselves into a complete stupor. The mind is so, so powerful. Okay, it's a very powerful tool. And depending on what you are feeding your mind, is what you will get out of it. We need to take the time to start reading books again. Stop looking at so much TV and Netflix and things of that nature. Let's pick up a book. Let's read a book. And I know there's audiobooks out there, but something is stimulating about you actually reading words on a page. For some of you, it might be saying that you might need to stimulate yourself in a way of journaling and then going back even to journals that you've whatever you journaled in the past. Go back and read it and do a self-evaluation of how far you've come so that we can keep that positive mindset. Then we have the titanium rainbow quartz, which I've actually seen. This stone is beautiful. I actually have one somewhere laying around here. And it reads, you're multifaceted. Yes, you are. There are many layers and dimensions to the situation or person you're asking about. Who are you asking about? Or what are you asking about? Some of you have stumbled upon this channel so that you can try to get clarity. So you can, Spirit can pull out what it is that you've been feeling and thinking and even doing. Okay? I feel a lot of expression needs to come about for many of you. I felt in the last couple of days that my throat chakra, it was like I couldn't formulate my words right. And then a lot is going on with communications right now. I've called at least two or three places in the last couple days, and they're saying our computer system is down. So it's something going on in the atmosphere where communication is stifled or a little bit stagnant. It's starting to pick back up. Even myself talking, I know what I'm trying to say, but finding the words, it's like right there. I don't know if many of you are going through that right now. All right. But whatever you're going through, whatever's going on right now, I'm sorry, I got bit up yesterday outside. I'm scratching. Um, but it's saying there's many layers. Like I said, we have to get to the deeper layers of what's going on. Some of you are trying to probably figure out someone that you're newly entertaining. You're trying to figure this person out. What are they? What is their angle? What is their intention? And I would say that that very well it bears some investigation because we're trying to grow and we're not trying to be yoked or connected to anything that is not for our highest self and our highest good in this world. Okay. All right. Is there anything else that needs to be said? I think some pretty nice, good leading oracle cards have come out so far, and we're just going to keep this thing rolling. For the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and lay out these 5 cards, and then we'll talk about them because I got a habit of stopping in between each card, and I really feel like in order to get a clear picture, we want to make sure that we're seeing the whole picture, like that we're framing it as such. Thank you, Spirit Guide, angels, ancestors, for your messages so far. Alrighty, so here we go. I will show you the cards as they come out. This first card is going to be in the area of spirit, representing your core. Thank you. Your core truth beliefs, messages from the universe. We have here the Queen of Swords. That's the first card. Next card is going to be air energy, representing your mindset, your thoughts, okay, your patterns, clarity, what you need to know right now. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Whoa. Too many cards. Thank you. Okay. 2 cards came out in this position. I'll take those. We have the Nine of Pentacles, and then we have the Hangman in the area of air. This is your mindset right now, what you're thinking about, what you're contemplating. Up goes on this side. Put these in the right position. All right. Next, we have your earth energy, representing your finances, your abundance, your work, home, whatever external situations might be going on right now. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh, we have the World card here. Earth. This is in the earth position. Okay, this is in your subconscious even, for many of you. All right, next we have that water. We got that water. Oh, child. This card flipped up. These rest twos flipped down. So we have the Eight of Cups. All right, this is in the water position, as I said, representing your relationships, your emotional state, your communications, what you're talking about, what you're feeling. Okay. All right, and last but not least, we got that fire. That fire energy talks about the passion, your physical movement. What are you doing? Your actions. What are you trying to manifest right now? What are the outcomes? Okay. Thank you, Spirit. That one card wanted to come out. Didn't quite come out all the way. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you. And if we need to, we will clarify some of these cards with another deck just to get a little bit, just to get a little bit more insight. These cards actually slid out from the deck, so let's reset the deck. How about that? Wow, can I not shuffle today? Come on now. Get these hands. Oh, gotcha. All right, what's that fire energy spirit that we need to tune into? What's going on in the fire department? Get it, fire department. That was corny, I know. 2 cards slid out here. All right, we have the Two of Wands and the King of Cups in the fire position. So, let's talk. Let's talk about this. All right. So first we have the spirit. Okay. The Queen of Swords. This is really, really talking about you just really charging forward, having clear ideas, clarity about whatever's going on in your life right now. It could be in the areas of what you're feeling to the core, the truth about what you feel, and then holding true to yourself, okay? Being accountable for your thoughts, your actions, your feelings right now. But at the core of you, you seem to be very sure of yourself. You seem to be communicating effectively to those around you. You seem to be really having a clear idea of where you want to go from this point. So that is in your spirit position. All right, next we have this air position, okay? The hangman and the nine of pentacles, which talks about your mindset right now. Right now, many of you are just trying to just gather everything that's going on and putting it in a different perspective, and that's what this hangman is representing. As you can see, he's illuminating, so you might be getting some downloads. And then let's talk about this nine of pentacles here. This is the enrichment of your thoughts, okay? Everything that you have put into whatever it is that you're facing right now, you have really, really took the time to build it and appreciate it. Okay. And now you're kind of just admiring what it is that you have worked towards and you're kind of contemplating. So you need to look at things, continue to look at things from all angles. Okay. Whatever your thought patterns are right now. And this is a very good energy here, I feel, in your air position because you have done what it's taken to really hone in and tap in. You've really taken that time. You've been hanging around, okay, trying to sift and search through your thought patterns. You're really doing the work here, and that's awesome for the collective. Okay, next here we have here is your earth position, the world card, cycles, and this representing your abundance and work, your finances, okay? In this time of being out of work for some of you, you may have had some downtime, some times where you've had to sacrifice your finances because of the current situation. But Spirit is saying that that cycle is ending and another one is beginning, okay? And all of us are going through some type of seasonal change right now, some kind of cyclic change in the atmosphere. And so continue to embrace yourself as you see here. Make sure that you are just really taking care of yourself, being naked and unashamed. Ask for help if you need to in this area, okay? Cool, cool. Then in the water position, this is all about your feelings, honey. Your feelings. This Eight of Cups here, you see this young man is really, really going and maybe leaving a relationship, maybe that's maybe not serve you anymore. Or maybe you are abandoning old thought processes and patterns. Maybe you're deciding to just really turn your back on a person because you just realize that you mean me no good. Kind of going back to that person that you're asking about, the layers that we talked about earlier. Could be that for a lot of you. Okay. And then for some of you, you might just be moving to another location, a higher dimension. Hmm. Traveling card. Okay. And then last but not least, we had the King of Cups and the Two of Wands here. So the King of Cups is really sure about what's to happen next, but at the same time, something is still kind of holding you back here. It's like you know what you're feeling, but it's hard to take the action towards it. If that makes sense, it's that actual manifestation of what it is that you want to see in your life right now. For some of you, it's like more of a energetic thing. For some of you, it's actually moving forward, like physically moving. All right. You have it in your feelings, but the action of it, you still feel kind of maybe bound, maybe even distracted. Maybe you're still trying to figure it out. Okay. But the key is here is now that you have this plan, you've been having the feelings, but now it's time to execute. And don't be afraid to do so, because remember that you are empowered. Starting back out with the law of attraction card of empowerment. You are empowered to make the decisions. You are empowered to move forward. It's not enough just to sit here and look at my plan. It's not enough. Now those plans have to be put into action. So make sure we're not stagnant on that. We're going to clarify these just a little bit more here. All right. Wow. Too many cards flew out here. Let's reset this deck. So overall, I just feel like Spirit is just like, don't be afraid to press forward, is what I really get here. Don't be afraid to press forward. You work really, really hard to move past where you are. Some of you, I feel, are maybe getting pulled back, is what I'm getting right now. Some of you maybe feel like you're getting pulled back. It's like I'm trying to go forward, but I keep getting pulled back. And I feel like it's in a matter of relationships. It's like you're saying, I worked so hard to move past what I used to go through. I worked so hard not to move past the period of when I used to cry myself to sleep at night. I worked so hard to overcome the insecurities that I may have had. And now I'm back with this person because they're familiar. Remember I talked about those people that may come back from your past to reach out to you that you haven't heard from. And not everyone that you have outgrown is meant to come back into your reality now. I feel. For a lot of you, this may be bringing back up some old feelings, some nostalgia might be going on here. Mm-hmm. I feel this tug of war going on. It's like you're saying, as soon as I get to a place of, I feel like I'm settled. Something else, or someone else comes back into play to kind of disrupt my growth process. That's what exactly. That's for some of you. Okay, it might not be for all of you. But as I sat here and pondered on looking at these cards, yeah, you've put a lot of work into yourself. Um, you need to do the evaluation though. Only you can do that. Only you have the power to make that decision to leave this situation, this person alone. Only you have that. You really have to work hard at it too. And I just feel like that's what it is with this Nine of Pentacles. Like you're working hard to admire everything that you've been through, and you're enjoying it. And then you're in a contemplation of maybe should I rekindle it with this person. But here, right here in this energy of the water, it's like, okay, I need to move away from this. This is no longer really what I want to do. And then you feeling like you're starting all over again. And that's fine. To start over again is not the end of the world. I feel like people, thank you. I feel like people stay in situations because it's comfortable, if that makes sense. It's really comfortable to stay. It's like it's a familiarity about it. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna stay here because at least I know what to expect. However, when we go back to the self-worth, of it all, is it really worth it? That's what you have to ask yourself. I feel that for some of you. All right, let's do some more clarifications. Those are where those deep-seated emotions are kind of rising back up. I feel that for a lot of you. They're really coming back up, and it's about your heart's attitude and your mindset, and those two have to connect. What is your gut telling you to do? What is your inner being telling you to do? And that's why it's important that we spend time in meditation, because meditation steals our minds, our hearts, our beings long enough for us to get the direct answers that we're seeking. So take heed to that, whoever that's for. All right, these cards are going to pop. Let's get it. There we go. 2 cards. Yeah, yeah. What I just said, the Devil card and the 2 of Cups. So whatever this union is here, it's making you feel like you're in bondage in some kind of way. And you need to evaluate whether this is something you need to continue to pursue, or you're going to decide to just end this cycle. Which one is it going to be? But only you have the power to leave that situation. And listen, make no excuses about it. Yeah, this makes sense. I'm glad. Okay, so I'm glad we clarified, because this dives deeper in this union. Some of you really want to leave this situation because it's toxic to you. It's just a matter of you trying to figure out. For some of you, it might be like you're worried about finances. Like, how am I going to take care of myself after I leave this situation? You're trying to figure out all that you have joined together, and now all that you have to undo. But I'm here to tell you that go ahead and undo it. Untie that tie. Untie it. That soul tie. That toxicity tie. Untie it. It's worth it. You're worth it. You're worth it. Feels good. And then this is even clear about some of you needing to move away. Move away from this situation, because it's left you literally emotionally depleted. But you're going round and round and round in your mind. You have the ability to leave. You have options to leave. You're not really as bound as you might feel like you are. Okay? It's like you're going round and round in your emotions with this King of Cups. And you're really, really sure, but then it's like something is stopping you from taking that leap of faith. You gotta be the fool in this situation. You gotta be the fool. Take that leap of faith. I wouldn't be surprised if the fool comes out. I wouldn't be surprised if the magician comes out. Because you have all that you need, really. You have that support from the divine. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. What's good? Okay, the Hermit card has come out. Some of you have really been deep in thought. Okay, you've been trying to isolate yourself. It's almost like you want to be under a rock, so you don't have to make a decision. You want to be withdrawn. You almost want that person to make the decision for the both of you, but they're not. They're not going to do it. Because this energy here that I held up with the Devil and the 2 of Cups here, this is trying to keep you entangled and in bondage. Look at this card. Trying to keep you entangled and in bondage. So it's like almost like you're like, if I don't make the decision and I just begin to act a certain way, maybe they'll make it for me. They're not going to do it, boo-boo. They're not going to do it. You're going to have to make the decision, because this is where your empowerment comes in at. Okay? If you let the circumstances make the decision, then you won't move from where you are. You will constantly stay bound. You will stay bound. But if you make the decision, then you have the power in saying that I did it off my own free will. I made the decision to choose me. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. That's a powerful message. Okay, some of you feel like you're being left out in the cold. And this is the 3 of Swords here. The 3 of Swords and the 5 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, excuse me. It can't get any clearer than this. So for whomever is watching this, or whoever you know is going through this situation right now, share this video with them, because this might be the very answer that they've been looking for. All right? This 3 of Swords represents division. Maybe some of you are going through a divorce, and maybe some of you are having a hard time communicating. You find yourself constantly in discord with another person. It could be a family member, but I feel like it is a romantic situation here. I thought starting out, and that's why it's important that we get all these cards out because they all kind of marry together to paint a bigger picture. And some of you, maybe you're finding love, but you need to evaluate that new love. Is it healthy? Okay. You feeling left out in the cold with this Five of Pentacles. And like I said before, you might be contemplating, do I really have the resources that I need in order to sustain self? Okay. Let's pull out again. Let's get it clear. Queen of Swords. All right. You need to be very matter of fact in your communication. You see how she's looking like, I'm standing my ground. You might be even called stubborn. You need to stand your ground. Period. Point blank. Let's do, let's seal this deal here so we can just kind of close up this reading because this is as clear as it comes. It's as clear as it gets. All right. But you know, if you're feeling solemn about what's being said here, to be forewarned is to be forearmed, right? It's better to know where you are than to not know and just continue to go willy-nilly throughout your life. This is just bringing attention to what you need to address right now. It's bringing much attention. For some of you, you have a really bad body image. You have not body image. You have bad self-talk about your body image is what I was trying to say. You need to find that self-love again. That self-love. The Emperor, organization and logic, structure, and discipline, leadership. Here you need to be sure of yourself. You need to stand in your power and be that boss. I feel like this is saying, like, once you make this decision, stand by it, don't go back. Much like this Queen of Swords is saying. When you make this decision, stand by it, don't go back. Don't look back. Block all communication, block it off. Because why would you want to reintroduce that energy again? That energy of feeling abandoned, being in bondage. Why would you want to do that? Okay? So, I hope that didn't put too much of a damper, but someone needed to hear that. And I'm glad that it was able to come through so that you can have clarity. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Feel free to leave comments in the comment section below. And until next time, this is Enhanced Holistically Tarot and Life Advice. Love you all. Ashe.